Florida licensed realtor, Florida licensed home inspector, Florida. Notary public with loan signing agent certification, you're a construction trained realtor. And like I say in every video, it's so important to have a realtor on your side that truly understands construction, not the sales process. I mean, a monkey could handle the sales process in the beginning. And I'm kidding, but not really. Because when you're purchasing a new construction house, the builder does all the paperwork. So what really is that realtor going to be useful for? Well, in the beginning, they might be useful towards a little bit of the negotiating process to help the buyer negotiate and stuff like that. But they probably won't understand anything about why you should purchase a house like the one on the right, or why you should purchase a house like the one on the left. Okay, and there are pros and cons to what I see right there, both based on the construction of the house and based on the shape of the house. Okay, so that's very important. And when I help my buyers, I go over all kinds of stuff like that in the process. The first step is always to identify the house and then talk about pros and cons of owning that house. Okay, again, based on the shape, based on how it's being built, stuff like that. Very important. Now, of course, construction is always the most important part of the process, because when you're purchasing a house, you're purchasing an asset. You're not purchasing, based on, the realtor told me that there's a playground, that there's a pool, that there's a community down the block. And I say that because so many people, they hire their realtor based on, my realtor showed me that there was a pool in the community. Well, I've had buyers in the past that contacted me and worked with me and said, I found all that stuff on the website. Everything's on the builder's website. If it has a playground, a pool, it's on the builder's website, right? If there's a shopping area down the block or something, or in the community, typically it's on the builder's website. If not, you go online, to Google Maps. You look around a little bit. You move the map a bit, and you can see what's in the area. And that's what I always suggest to my buyers: look at Google Maps and see where the community that you're interested in is located, and then see what's over there, what kind of shopping, what kind of amenities, parks, whatever you might be looking for. But when you buy a house, again, you are buying an asset that in time should be making you money. Not that you're going to be taking a loss on that house, because that house has tons of issues, tons of defects, and now you're spending tens of thousands of dollars out of pocket fixing it. Or you decide to just let the house leak and rot, and then when you go to sell the house, you lose a ton of money on it, because the buyer doesn't want to pay for a house that smells like mold or mildew or stinks like air freshener. And air freshener is like the most common cover-up in all of the resale homes that I see. People over air freshener their homes to hide the smell of that musty, moldy, mildewy smelling bathroom that the whole house has, because it's been leaking for a long time. So, boy, it's really windy. So the best method is to always make sure that your house is being built properly, okay? And something else that I do want to mention is, I read a lot online. I read like forums, Facebook groups, stuff like that. And it's amazing how the advice that's being given is like the blind leading the blind. And the advice is just, it's been like recycled over the past like 20 years, where somebody, created the idea, and it just gets passed around. And that's why, there's so many people with horribly built homes. It's because they look at the horrible advice online and they just, go with the same stuff that's been spit out over and over again. Again, that saying, the blind leading the blind, is really what it is. There's no thinking outside the box there, okay? So again, you want to have a great team on your side, and especially when you're buying a new house and the builder's saying, which all builders do, I mean, maybe there's one out there somewhere that I don't know about, but basically all of them will pay for your realtor. They set the pay for the realtor, and they said how much they're going to pay the realtor, based on the house that's being purchased. And it's all already baked into the price. It's all already cooked into the price, so to speak, okay? And that's important to understand, because when you go alone, you don't get a better deal because you pass on using a realtor. It just doesn't work that way. But people will believe what they want to believe, and you know, maybe they'll read some of the crazy posts online and you know, go with that horrible advice, and then they'll go back online after they buy a, you know, a home that was built terribly, and they'll go back online and you know, complain about the builder. So it's just like a cycle that never ends. Now I'm over here at Casa Fresca Homes. We're over in Davenport, Florida, very close to Boston Park, and this is the Gabriela. So we're gonna go inside and take a look at this. It's a great looking house on the outside. Big house too, 3,182 square feet. And I don't know if I have a video of one of these. I might, I don't know. It's a big house. You could see the driveway, how big it is. Pretty big front porch too. Boy, it feels good in here. Pretty hot day. So we go over here to the left. We have what's set up as an office. It's also a pretty big room. And then let's go over here to the left. We have a half bath. And then over here, oh, there's somebody in the mode.
Garage door open.
And then over here we have the garage, which is a tandem garage. So you're getting a really big garage. Now I don't know if there's an option with the floor plan where this is an optional thing, or like it could be a standard 2-car garage. Sometimes the builders have that with their floor plans, and sometimes they don't. It's just something to keep in mind. Now over here they have the storage under the stairs set up as like a little dog bedroom, I guess. And here's the kitchen, living room, and dining room. So pretty nice, pretty spacious feeling, you know, especially if you want like a area that feels like a dining room area, you know. That's what this is. Although this would also make a nice, if you wanted like a smaller like you know, TV room, instead of putting the TV over there, you could do that with this. I feel like this could be something where, like, if you like to play pool or some kind of a game room or something like that, that would be great as well. And I say that because, you know, a lot of people don't need this room, you know. Oh, KB. So, wrong builder. So, anyway, over here we have the pantry. And here we have a bedroom. And a full bath. How nice is this, huh? So you got a really complete ensuite, or sometimes referred to as a second master bedroom. And yes, master bedrooms do have one sink, but not always two sinks. It's not like a guarantee. Again, that's part of that, you know, that, you know, the blind leading the blind kind of thing, where sometimes people will think, oh, you know, a master bedroom has to have 2 sinks. No, it doesn't. There are plenty of master bedrooms in homes that only have 1 sink. And many of the builders, you know, call it a second master. They don't even call it an ensuite. And here's a closet. So a very good first floor already, because it adds to the flexibility of it when you have, you know, a bedroom like this. Okay, going up to the second floor. Got some nice landings as we head up. Beautiful loft, look at that. Wow, excellent color too. It's like an orangish color. I like the orange, I'm into it. My first love of the color orange was the Honda Element when they had it in orange. Big master bedroom, look at this. Yeah, it's so big they put some chairs in it. You can see the chairs. Look at that. Big closet. I started looking at the closet while I was making, you know, the video of the shower part, I guess you could say. Or should I say the camera was pointed at the shower. Big closet, huge closet. Oh. Toilet in the closet room, never exciting. But I will say this toilet in the closet room looks wider. The camera's probably going to change it, but it's pretty good. Some pretty good space on each side of the toilet. So not the smallest toilet in the closet room. Again, a great master bedroom. And you walk right out this real luxury feeling loft. Look at that. Okay, so let's continue. What do we got here? Oh, just HVAC closet. And here we have the laundry room. I'm just going to continue all the way down and then we'll go to the other side on the way back for all the rooms. What is this here? Is this a closet? Oh yeah, walk-in closet. Oh, it's a good size too. Look at that. So this room has a walk-in closet. That's a good size room too. I mean, look, they got 3 pieces of furniture in this room. Most builders don't like to overcrowd their rooms with extra furniture unless it's really needed. Again, big bathroom, towel closet, and what's this? Another bedroom. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. You know, I'm glad I opened the door. Look at that. Big closet, jeez. And another bedroom. Now I feel like I have to open the closet because I feel like if I don't open the closet, I'm just going to be cheating everyone of the view of what might be. Oh, another walk-in closet. Look at that. So, how many bedrooms are up here? This was 1, 2, 3, and then the master. So 4 bedrooms up here and then a bedroom downstairs at least. So let's talk about it. So let's talk about this house. Walk-in closets. That's really what makes this house great. Walk-in closet. I mean, the size is fantastic too. The layout is great. The walk-in closets. Now, do we have? Let's see. Do we have? Yeah, this could be a bedroom over here, but there was no full bath. Ah, there's another bedroom over here. That's right. So technically, you kind of have like 2 bedrooms. I mean, a bedroom is really only a bedroom if it has a closet built in. But then, you know, you could call it a flex room or whatever. But this was the, you know, the first bedroom. So really, you know, you're looking at like 6. Yeah, because 2 down here and 4 upstairs, right? Was it 4? I think it was 4. And this lanai. I don't know if I got the lanai. But you got a very decent sized lanai. Yeah, so great house on this hot day. It took me like 90 minutes to video this whole house because there was so many people here and there was another realtor making very long videos in here too. So